Oh, Courage, you will always be my favorite dog. Welcome, everybody. I am Autism is My Power. And welcome to my channel. I'm going to be discussing a new series known as Mental Health Theories. And today, this theory is going to be on Courage the Cowardly Dog. And how I believe he has a disorder known as GAD, Generalized Anxiety Disorder. But first, who is Courage? Well, Courage is from a show known as Courage the Cowardly Dog in 1999. And also, he lives with his two caretakers, Eustace Bag and Muriel Bag. Now, as much as I would love to go over Muriel Bag and Eustace Bag right now, this video is strictly based on Courage right now and why he has GAD. But what is GAD, you may ask? Well, GAD is a mental disorder that constantly produces fear, worry, and constant feeling of being overwhelmed. I think that describes Courage perfectly. Because you see, Courage was abandoned when he was a puppy. He had two parents. Which I don't even know the names of, but he was abandoned as a pup, and basically he was found in a dumpster by Muriel. And Muriel took him in, and now Courage to this day still lives with Muriel and Eustace Bag. But why do I think Courage has GAD? Well, in the very first episode where we see him, he is extremely nervous to be in the cat's hotel. Now, originally, there's no general real reason why he should be nervous, as Muriel and Eustace just wants to go find a place to sleep for the night. But we can tell that Courage is extremely anxious. I mean, granted, Courage's anxiety was warranted. There was like spiders everywhere. Cats is just a really sus dude. And generally his family was in danger. But it still shouldn't have been like that at the very start. How about another example? You guys remember Freaky Fred from episode 4 of season 1? Courage was so scared of this dude. I mean, like I said, granted, Fred is a really, really scary dude. But everybody else was fine around Fred. And like I said, Courage anxiety was very well warranted for this moment. And here's like very popular moments. Like, you guys always remember when Eustace Bag always basically put out the mask like, ooga booga booga. And Courage is always scared so much by it. You would think with somebody like a regular dog or anybody in general would just get over it eventually, but no, Courage is scared every single time. But you get the point. Like, Courage has extreme amounts of anxiety, and that's really easy to prove. But why does Courage has this much anxiety? Well, I'm about to give you guys like a part 2. Courage could also have PTSD, which is post-traumatic stress disorder. Like the opening says, the Courage Cowardly Dog, he was abandoned as a pup. Well, not exactly. Courage, like I said, had two parents, a mom and a dad. And they got kidnapped by this douche right here. And just to get experimented on and could be put into the moon. And with Courage obviously being a puppy at the time, that brings a lot of trauma. I mean, Courage was still in diapers, so I can only imagine he was like maybe 1 or 2 years old at the time. And like I said before, the show is just full of crazy, insane, and just wacky and scary characters. I know when I was a kid, there's like some episodes that extremely scarred me, like, return to slab or suffer my curse. And also, let's keep in mind, I do believe Courage, anxiety, and PTSD is very warranted. As you can see, Eustace and Muriel are very old characters. You know, Muriel basically thinks like everything is all nice and bubbly, while Eustace is just a cranky old man. I'll be doing videos on them later about what I think their mental disorders are. But now I'm about to get into how Courage conquered his anxiety and PTSD. First, I would like to say that I do think Muriel did a lot of heavy lifting for Courage. I think if Muriel never met Courage and Courage just sat there at a dumpster, Courage would have been very depressed, had too much anxiety, and who knows what would have happened to Courage. But what we do know is Courage's driving force is definitely for his family. Well, mostly for Muriel. But yes, he does save Eustace from time to time. But Eustace usually either ends up dead or experimented on. But Eustace is a douche, so who cares? But how I believe how Courage conquers anxiety is, well, one, Muriel. Two, even though Courage has that overwhelming fear, I think it's just this fear that drives him to do what he has to do to save his family. Put yourself in Courage's shoes. Courage doesn't want to be abandoned again. Muriel and Eustace, to some extent, I guess, are his only family that he has now. I think Courage would rather go and risk his life and save his family than to be alone again. And I think that's just such an admirable and courageous trait. It's in the show's name after all. That's why Muriel named Courage, well, Courage, because he's very courageous. And yes, even though Courage has anxiety and maybe even PTSD to a certain extent, he still conquered those fears just because he doesn't want to be alone again. That is very admirable and courageous of him to think that. He used his overwhelming fear to help him to not be alone again. And well, guys, that's pretty much it. I'm keeping it short for today's video. Hopefully, as I do YouTube along the way, I'll get better and improve more. I know this video is very choppy. Next video will probably be either about Muriel or Eustace, or heck, maybe even both of them combined. But I just wanted to start off with my favorite cartoon of all time, you know, Courage the Cowardly Dog. So I hope you guys learned something today about Courage as a character. I know there's probably a bunch of people can do it way better than I ever could, but I just hope you guys enjoyed yourself. If you like, comment, and subscribe if you want to. And I'll see you guys in the next video.